Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with
what's going on. This is Totally Blitzed podcast, the show about smoke, drink, and football. And as always, this is Paul, Pick 'em, Win 'em, Concha, and I'm joined by the one and only.
Oh, man. Hey, Paul, man. You already know who the fuck it is, man. It's that boy, Kevin Waterboy, some boy. A.K.A. the Don PYU. A.K.A. the motherfucker that's freezing his ass. Gonna have to freeze his ass off this weekend with his team because they got to go all the way to motherfucking Buffalo, dog. And I ain't gonna lie. That bitch finna be cold. I got my thermostat on 16 right now, not 60, 16 right now. Just because, you know, I'm fighting with the team, man, because it's gonna be a cold one.
You're in the first of many. Well, shit, this is the first episode of the New Year's. So happy New Year's to everybody. Hope everyone had a good one. Hope 2021 brought good blessings. 2022, I hope it brings it even more. Unless you're a Jets fan. How was your New Year's, Kev?
You see it. I woke up and I started and I went to podcasting.
Yeah, facts. The first few hours of 2021, and here we are making the content for all y'all out there.
Straight to football. We didn't miss a beat.
Well, shit. I'm probably not gonna be drinking nothing, but I brought out this is what I was sipping on last night for the New Year, Remy Martin. It was actually a gift I got over a year ago, and I was like, fuck it, let me finally bust it open. The shit's been aging for over a year.
Nice.
Yeah. Going into the new year, we are still smoking on the Saint pack. Hopefully it'll be the Tannehill pack come this weekend.
Hey, that's a big game, man. And it's gonna be cold, y'all boys. That's a big game.
But
in Tennessee, I don't know.
I wouldn't be shocked. It should. What is it? The January 1st? I haven't seen snow much of anywhere except for a few cities throughout the year.
But it snowed in Seattle. I swear I've never seen that before.
Not for real. But let's see. You said you wanted to start week 17, but you wanted to start with your Dirty Birds, the Falcons, going up to the big Buffalo Blue.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, Bills Mafia, man. I'll miss this one, dog. But hey, just know next time the Falcons play in Buffalo, I'm pulling up. I don't care what event I gotta miss. Hopefully it's the birth of my firstborn. I'll be like, whoa, Bills playing Buffalo. Hey, I'll see y'all the next one. I'll see y'all boys at the next one. But nah, man, it's about to be a cold one, boy, because the Bills is rallying. They feel real motherfucking good after that dub against the motherfucking Patriots last week. They needed that. They back to number one in the AFC East. A Falcon, we're fine. We're still finding ourselves. We're still doing what we do. Boy, I appreciate us doing this first because like that shit was hot. But yeah, this is gonna be a tough one, kid. This isn't gonna be like no smoke. This is gonna be the number one defense, rated number one ranking, like whatever you want to call it, defense versus our O-line. And like it's gonna be a tough one. So this is gonna be a tough, cold game. I'm gonna be in that bitch watching the entire thing, probably being upset a lot. But I'm taking my Dirty Birds, man. And boy, it's gonna be a cold one. So we're gonna need some boys to stand up, man. It's gonna be a cold one. And fuck what you heard, man. We've had a great season so far.
No, y'all have. You're definitely further than what a lot of people would have put y'all at. Just like shout out to the Gamecocks, South Carolina. They won that bowl game. They got the mayo dumped on them, which is absolutely fucking disgusting. Yeah, it was the Duke Mayo Bowl. Winner gets 2 gallons of mayo dumped on them. First time. Yeah, that's what they said. I don't think the winner should be the one to get it. But hey, Scott Beamer, South Carolina, they did it. They won the bowl game. And then some reporters made some shot about him. And coaches in college, they respond. They got the time. Like, he just won the bowl. He ain't got shit else to do. So he responded and was like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I remember you. You was at the meeting, like the media meeting, before the year started. I remember you said our team wouldn't get no more your professional opinion, more than 2 wins. And look at us now, motherfucker. Like, be quiet. And I was like, hey, I could never get Mayo dumped on me, but hey, he just dunked on that motherfucker. He said, hey, this is the professional speaking. So yeah, similar to like the Falcons. I know there's a lot of media and analysts out there that was probably giving y'all 2 wins this year going into it.
And what do we call people like that, Paul?
Hey, those are the professionals.
It's all we take it week to week, man. We bust every team we're supposed to bust. And there were a couple teams we should have put a couple things on. But we beat the teams we needed to beat. So we just gotta keep doing what we're doing, man. It's gonna be great. Happy New Year's, man. It's gonna be a fun off season. But we still got one more game, man, after this.
Yeah. I'm going with the Bills. I just don't think if Matt Ryan was slinging that thing, and I could always hope for that, but he doesn't put up a lot of numbers in the last few weeks. Caldwell Patterson, I know, has had like a slower 2 weeks as well, and like I just don't think this Bills defense is the defense where like you fix where the wrongs were. This is like a defense that's been kind of balling, playing at a high caliber all year, even without Tre'Davious White. Like I expect Kyle Pitts to do a little decent. Like he's on pace to get his
going for the record.
Yeah, he's doing it. But I just think the Bills right now have more to fight for. So that's why I just think that's why I'm giving it to them. They have the playoffs in front of them. They see the clear picture. So yeah, give me the Bills for this week.
It's bigger than black and white.
Let's jump to a game where both teams right now are fighting for the one's clinched division. Yeah, no, there's a lot of good games. Like this is a game like I'm not sure if the AFC's clinched up yet, but if this game is it's not yet. I had a feeling
the only people that have clinched it was are the Chiefs. Like everything is up to change.
Yeah, no, they clinched the division, but I don't think that first seed's clinched yet. And that's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, if they win this week, so yeah, Chiefs win this week and Titans lose this week, they clinch the first seed. But that's the Chiefs got the Bengals at the Bengals. This is gonna be the primetime matchup at 1:00 that almost everyone's gonna be watching. At Joey B and his mighty Bengals going up against Patrick Mahomes and the mighty Chiefs.
Things you don't want to do in life.
Yeah. Who you got?
This going on a big screen, man. I'm gonna have to take Kansas City, right? But this is gonna be a game. This is up to that defense. The Kansas City, the Chargers. It's gonna be the Bengals defense versus Patty Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, that O-line, Eric Pringle, and Andy Reid, the big brain and Andy Reid. This is gonna be a real test right here, and I trust that offense versus that defense because Trey Hendrickson is a problem that people don't talk about enough. He's a problem. He's a problem. Like people don't talk about that guy enough, but like I just don't trust that defense versus that. I feel like that offense overpowered that defense a little bit more than Joe Beasley and the Lightning and all Joe Beasley and the boys versus the Chiefs defense that have been playing so well recently. And like even though they blew the Ravens out last week, bro still had like 300 yards, like maybe 340. Like bro was balling. Josh Johnson, and he had that touchdown to Mark Andrews. I don't know how many more else he had, but like they didn't really stop bro like that. I want to see had a 105.5 passer rating. So like I gotta take the Chiefs on this one. They're reeling. They know if they want to be number one, they gotta win this. And like I've seen that they just want to fight. I don't want to go back to the Chargers and Chiefs game, but like the Chargers and Chiefs game can show you that them boys isn't just gonna step down just because like they're not having the greatest season. They didn't have the greatest season ever. Like, nah, them boys is balling. They want to keep on balling. And Pat Mahomes is, if you want anybody in November or December, you call Pat Mahomes.
No, 100%. But I'm rocking with the Bengals just because I think their rush defense isn't all that great. And I think Joe Mixon's is playing really good of a year. Last week was Joe Burrow's week. I mean, Joe Mixon went off, but like everyone knows Burrow put up 525, 4 touchdowns. Like he went off. But Joe Mixon, I think this is going to be more of his week. He's going to have like 100 yards and a touchdown, maybe even a couple touchdowns. This is the game where I mean, Kansas City's defense has definitely stepped up since the beginning of the year, and also creating a lot of turnovers. But I think this might be the game where we kind of see kind of the older defense where they kind of let a one touchdown over the top to Jamar Chase early or something. Like this is just gonna be like a back and forth kind of shootout. And
Oh no, man. Oh no. I trust Joe Beasley. I put my trust in Joe Beasley. Why? Because he don't give a fuck. But Kansas City has been balling. And like I screamed it the entire time they weren't balling. Like, yo, they just gonna start streaking and winning in bunches. And that's what they've continued to do. Nobody showed any stop of that dominance. So,
they have their defense is allowing 4.7 yards per rush right now, which is the third worst in the NFL. And like I didn't realize,
or just during their span.
I think it's throughout the year. This is based on the NFL rankings. And then they have a 31st in the run stop win rate. So they're just not really winning in the trenches right now. So that's another reason why I think Joe Mixon's probably gonna have a good day. And that's where I think this game can be won. If they can just keep the Kansas City offense off the field by having longer drives with like Joe Mixon and stuff, I expect the Bengals to put up points. And Kansas City still might win. I'm not saying they're out of it. They're still a great team, but I just think the Bengals do have a recipe to win this game.
Sounds like you want to put a shot on it.
I'm putting it is a 6-point spread. If this was like more of a pick'em spread, like within the field goal, I probably would have. But this is like almost a touchdown to give the Kansas City Chiefs favorite. Let's see. Next game, there's another big playoff game. We have the Rams at the Ravens. I think if the Ravens lose, they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah, that shit is pretty fucking close over there. Because you guys are 7. You guys are 8-7.
So yeah, we're 8-7. They're 8-7.
So Rodgers
and the Raiders. And the Steelers are 7-7-1. So that tie might, like, if they win this week against the Browns and the Ravens lose, like they technically have a better record.
Yeah, the Ravens are trending. And it sucks that this is the team they gotta play.
Yeah, I mean, at least they're at home. The Rams have definitely looked beatable, like you said, these past few weeks with Stafford's interceptions. Yeah, like, and he had a streak of 3 games in a row with a pick 6. But me personally, I'm rocking Rams. I even have a lot of like FanDuel lineups with Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp, like stacks, just because I look what Joe Burrow just did to this Baltimore defense. That like their secondary is just hurt. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, both out, season-ending injuries. They've been out for a while. Anthony Everett is questionable with a rib injury, and he's like the 3rd best cornerback. Like they're just on to the next man. They've allowed the most passing touchdowns in man coverage this year with 23. Only gotten 3 interceptions. So like, if Stafford was to have a good game on paper, that like kind of is like, this team is really good. This Rams team has beaten a playoff caliber team. I know a lot of people are saying that they haven't beat anybody other than the Bucs. So it's like, I think this might be another team where they can kind of add to their little resume. And I think they win pretty good, like just like the Bengals. I think Stafford puts up probably like 380, 3. I just see a lot of throwing this game just to make up for like the piss poor performances he's had these past few games.
Everything you said was correct, but I gotta take the Ravens on this one because like the boys want to make the, because there's a different level of desperation they're playing with, because it's not that they're playing with they want to seed it high or something like that. It's one thing to clinch the division. It's another thing to be fighting for your life. So like, it's up to the Ravens, man. If they could beat them boys, and then they got to deal with the Bengals playing the Chiefs this week, they can really stir something up and make it shake. But if they can play with that desperation, they can play with that fight. I don't care who you put at quarterback, Huntley, Johnson, or Lamar. Like, if they can figure something out and their defense can just make plays, maybe get a takeaway or 2, they might be able to make something shake. But I don't know, man. And like, this is the only team that I feel like they can do it on, just because this is a team that's great and legendary. Not legendary because Cooper Kupp is out here doing crazy things, but their defense is nice. And it's like, if there's the team that they just have to will themselves to beat, this would have to be the one, the same way they willed themselves to beat the Chiefs early in the season and get the Chiefs to start into a downward spiral. Like, if the Ravens want to win, dog, they got to just literally find something deep, 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 deep down and get this shit. And I want to see if they can do that shit. So I'm rooting for the Ravens this week, man.
Yeah, and one thing with I didn't know this, I'm reading it now. Aaron Donald has admitted that he's out for revenge because the Ravens beat them in prime time 2019, 45-6. And Aaron Donald says he does not forget it. So I'm gonna be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a big game too. He was the NFC Defensive Player of the Month for December, and I don't know what his stats were. I just know that I remember him and Jerome Baker of the Dolphins both made it for the defense. So I expect maybe something big out of him. And something about Cooper Kupp, I didn't know this. I know he was a beast, but he went to like a D2 college. But he because Jerry Rice had the record for like most everything and for wide receivers in college for D2. And then it was broken by Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp holds the records in college for most catches, most yards, most like almost everything. And that boy, like, so I just thought that was crazy that he's potentially might be the number one in college and the number one in NFL record holder by the time his career is over.
That's kind of fun. That's really fun. I didn't know Jerry Rice had DT like that.
Yeah, he went to like, I'm probably not, it was like something like South Alabama State or South Mississippi State or something. I was just reading up his statistics, and then when I saw Cooper Kupp's name, like it was his record was held from 1980 something all the way to 2016 when Cooper Kupp broke all his records or something.
Nice.
But I didn't know, like, Cooper Kupp's been that guy for quite a long time.
He just needed a QB to let niggas know.
Yeah, I liked him with Goff, but this is just a different machine we're looking at.
Yeah, it's a different breed. And, like, you can say what you want, but Bray got a lot of touchdowns, too. So, like, you can't, it's tough to, like, throw an asterisk or anything around this shit.
And everyone's talking about Jonathan Taylor's big year. I mean, on a fancy-ass point, Jonathan Taylor's number 2 when it comes to points, right behind Cooper Kupp, which is just absolutely nuts. Like, both are having an outstanding season.
Cooper Kupp is number 2 in wide receiver history, I think. For PPR league, the only person that has better than him is Jerry Rice in 1995. Like, he's better than Randy Moss in 2007, Antonio Brown in 2014 and 2015, I think. And there was one more person, maybe Calvin Johnson. I don't think Calvin Johnson.
And yeah, Cooper Kupp, they're saying he has the chance to win the Triple Crown this year, which Calvin Johnson never won the Triple Crown. Like, they're just naming all like elite wide receivers who people would think have won it. Like Larry Fitzgerald has never won it. And I don't think anyone's won it since 05 or something. So it's like
That's 05.
Yeah, Steve Smith. I may not have been 05, but it was just like, I think Steve Smith was the last Triple Crown winner to have the most catches, most touchdowns, and most yards.
Hey, Steve Smith a gangster. Like, anytime I feel like his name doesn't get brought up enough.
Hey, what he just did he
Him
make
and
it?
Ocho Cinco.
No, actually, I don't think he made it into the Hall of Fame finalists his first year. Like, the finalists just came out because Andre Johnson made it his first year. There was like 2 wide receivers on the list. I think it was Andre Johnson and like Torrey Holt.
I think that's another person that wasn't talked about enough. Who was his quarterback? Matt Shaw?
Yeah, no, there's quite a bit like Andre Reed, Tim Brown. There's quite a few wide receivers that kind of, their numbers are there. They just kind of slip under the combo radar. Let's see. Next game on the list. This is big for the AFC divisionals. I mean, it ain't divisional, but for the AFC conference, the Raiders are playing the Colts.
This is really big because my boy on the COVID list.
Yeah, I'm still confused about, like, is he able to still come back with the new rules?
He been on the COVID list since Tuesday, and that means that it's been Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday would be the 5th day. So, like, I don't know the exact protocols, but he's vaccinated as well. So, like,
he can come back before the 5th day if you're vaccinated.
So we'll see. We'll see. I that's something I should probably look into. Being like a host of a podcast, but like, smoke a lot. That's something. The rules is not something I read. I leave that up to the refs. I just talk shit when they do it, but I feel like they're doing it wrong.
Let's see. I mean, he might not play, but let's just take the pick as if he's probably not going to play. I think he is, just because with the new rules, if you're vaccinated, you can be like, as long as if you test negative, you can come back. Or if you're asymptomatic, you can come back. You don't even need to wait 5 days.
I'm telling you, these rules is not gonna make no sense for a while, because like this shit is gonna keep getting just in and out. But I'm taking. Oh man, that's a tough one. I think I gotta take the Colts because I don't trust Derek against the company.
Derek Carr has 1 or 0 passing touchdowns in 6 straight games, the longest in his career. The Raiders have kind of not been balling, especially on the deep ball these past few,
They've been sneakily getting wins though.
Yeah, but I just, like you said, I just can't see them getting a sneaky win here if the Colts stick to a Jonathan Taylor heavy game plan and don't let. I don't know who their backup is. Sam Ellinger, I guess, is the backup. He's a rookie. I just think, yeah, I'm still give me the Colts here. This might be the game where when it starts and the Colts can't get shit going on offense, we're gonna be sitting there like, damn, why the fuck did we pick Sam Ellinger led Colts? But I'm picking the Jonathan Taylor led Colts.
I'm picking a Frank Wright led Colts. That boy should be in talks for Coach of the Year. I should just say
he's number 2. They're breaking it down on the Pat McAfee show who's the betting favorites, and he was the number 2 betting favorite. The one who's far out in the lead, like has his numbers are him by far right now, was a Matt LaFleur, which like everyone on the show was shocked about, because they're like, oh, we thought he would be handicapped because like if he wins it's because of Aaron Rodgers, if he loses he's the coach that can't win with Aaron Rodgers, like stuff like that. But like, it didn't matter. I think he's number 1. Frank Reich was sitting at the 2 spot. Mike Vrabel was like at the 6 spot, but everyone was shocked because they thought Vrabel should have been definitely higher than like the 4 or 5 spot, like at least the number 3.
Number 4.
Yeah, no, they had him at like number 4 or 5. Hey, Brian Flores of the Dolphins made it. He was like at the 8 spot. He had like the super long shot odds.
Nah, Vrabel, my dog though. That's my pick, but like my number 2 would be Frank Wright.
And there was someone else. Like I was shocked to see that Zach Taylor wasn't even in the combo for like favorite at like the top 8.
It's all Joey B and the boys.
It could be. Let's see. Next game on the list. This is the one I've been waiting to talk about. We have the Dolphins at the Titans in Nashville, Tennessee. We got Tannehill going. I don't think it's gonna be a revenge game, just because Tannehill has not been balling. If he was kind of having like a year he had last year, where he was a top 8 quarterback in fantasy, like he was putting up like crazy numbers, I would be more afraid of him. But their O-line has allowed 45 sacks this year. They allowed 4 sacks last game. Miami leads the NFL with 45 sacks. So like, if we're looking at peer matchups, I think Xavier Howard going to get it. I just think our defense is buzzing. Like, Tua plays a good enough game, smart enough game. Our run game isn't all that great, but I think Tua can get points up on the board against the Titans defense, which is really good at creating pressure, which is the same thing the Saints are known for. And like, they made some big hits on him, but he was still able to move around in the pocket and deal his offense. And I think it's gonna be similar to that. It's gonna be short, the Dolphins offense is gonna be short, little methodical, short passes that turn into run after catches. And then our defenses rely heavily on our defense tearing shit up, which I expect them to do.
Hey man, like I said, man, Vrabel dog, my choice for Coach of the Year, man. I think this is gonna be the guest. I think this is gonna be one of the most slept on matchups of the week, just because of how well these teams match up against each other. You got so many good one-on-one matchups. You got Xavier Howard and AJ Brown. You got on the other side, you got Kyle Fulton and Jalen Waddle. You got Kevin Byard make it. I don't know if the first name is Kevin Byard. I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
I think it's Bird. I think it's pronounced Bird.
Yeah, bruh. You got bruh making sure Gesicki don't get no crazy shit down low. You got a good defense versus not the best O-line, but a quarterback that's gonna get in and out, dog. So this is gonna be a great matchup. You get to see Tua's gonna break it down, like you said, slow, methodical, break it down on the Titans D. And Ryan Tannehill's just gonna try to stay alive. And like I want to say their running back is gonna maybe running back has been making plays in a couple games recently. So it's gonna be a really good game. Like it's gonna be, and both there's so much at stake. Like Dolphins, they win this, they'll kind of come a lot more comfortable in their playoff chances, and they'll be able. They just got to take on the Patriots next week, a team they already beat. So I'm gonna go
talk of the year.
Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Titans, man. Got to, man.
Son of a bitch.
I got to, man. I got to, King. And you know we still rap Julio. Still rap Julio. Don't let that shit fool you. But yeah, I gotta take the Titans this week on you, man. Cause like this is gonna be a good ass game. And like I need to see what Vrabel got, if he really coach of the year or not. You feel me?
And Jalen Waddle, I'm not too sure how many catches he needs to break the rookie catch record set by Anquan Baldwin. I think it was like 110 and he's sitting at like 102. So like, yeah. And he missed a game due to COVID. So like that whole he had an extra game to do it.
I think that's like such a you can't really say that about anybody because a lot of people can say that about a lot of shit. So
yeah, like that's what I say. Like if that's your best excuse, I mean, okay, but
just look at it like eat a dick, you sure. Like what's it called, motherfucker? Y'all ain't say that when Adrian Peterson got that 2K. Nobody brought up, hey man, OJ did it in 14 games.
Yeah, like it. Just shut your ass up and enjoy what you're watching. And that's how I feel about this Waddle. Like they talk about every game for the Dolphins just because it's a rookie record that might be broken.
You understand how fast these motherfuckers are nowadays? They only had to deal with these fast ass motherfuckers jumping at you for 22. Yeah.
And there's always the people who are arguing, oh, he has an extra game. He's and then now that he is only going to play 16 because he missed the game, he's still on pace to break it. That talk has kind of been quieted down. But like also it's just like, well, they make it like they try to take everything away from the person because they have the extra game. But it's like if that's the case, shouldn't all the rookies, if it's so easy, shouldn't all the rookies be on pace almost to break these records?
I don't know, man. My nigga Kyle Pitts, that dude. He might break it. He might not break it. We'll see. Because this is a tough defense you got to play this week. But if anybody got a problem with it, they can see us. Fuck it.
Fuck. Next game, this one should be kind of quick. We have the Jets at home against the Buccaneers.
What you mean? We got the Jets coming. We got the Jets coming in as a home dog.
Right. This is gonna be the ass whooping. Like I don't know who's gonna. I think it might be a running back game for the Bucs. Like a Ronald Jones gets 3 tutties because Brady don't really give a fuck, and he's like they're already.
He's gonna look like it's the Jets.
Yeah, like this. The Jets are coming off a win, which is already a first tall tale sign to go against them.
Fade.
Yeah. So yeah, Brady's gonna have a good game. I just think the biggest thing that's crazy is like Zach Wilson and Tom Brady have the same birthday of August 3rd. So they are exactly 22 years apart.
Who told them they could be born in my month?
This is the largest opposing starting quarterback like age difference since 1950. Back when right, you could retire and come back and you might still be one of the better players in the league in the 50s.
That's insane. Bro, you understand, like
22 years. That's a whole almost one of us.
Yeah, I was about to say, like I was 22, like a year ago.
A whole Kevin life.
I was 22 like 8 months ago. Right?
And like the Bucs defense, like if the Bucs were just a high-powered offense, maybe the Jets can stick around, score some points. Like the Bucs are just gonna beat them on, I think, on like every. This I mean similar to the Carolina game where it's just like
got their ass on 7 sacks. This shit was bad. You know they got a lineman called Michael Jordan, and they just showed flicks filming him, and it was tough. Tough to see.
I'm not shocked. He's gonna have a tougher day against his Buck D line. And
But
the
let's
Jets.
get to this next game after your next play. I need to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. I was gonna say the Jets they have 2 top 10 picks right now with the NFL draft, the 4th and the 8th. I don't know who pick they got. The
I
second.
think it's the is it the Seahawks pick? Not the Seahawks.
It might be. It has to be one of those teams that's like
Like
a 5 winner.
The team was supposed to be good, but it didn't turn out to be good. So now this pick looks real good.
Nice and juicy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next game, I think it's gonna be something similar to the Bucs scenario. We have the Jaguars going to Bill Belichick and the Patriots playing Mac Jones, who just came off a really bad game. Like, this is just a get right game for the Patriots, and do you see it any other way?
See, we're not gonna talk down on my Jaggies.
Oh my gosh.
But they is gonna get their ass bust though. Like that's real. Like, but hey, I was watching the Hard Knocks the other day, right? And the Colts, they was preparing for the Jaggies, right? And they said, "Hey, yo, that's a good defense. We gotta make sure." There's Jonathan Taylor, I think, scored 5 touchdowns, but they was like, "Yo, that's a good defense. We gotta watch out for them." And I was like, "Hey, that's all I needed to know." They do so good against this team because they spend so much time having a game plan against them. Like, they be overestimating them boys. So like, hey man, maybe the Patriots might underestimate them boys and let them score 2 or 3 times. But it's not gonna be no close game.
If there's a coach that ain't underestimated anybody, it's probably Bill.
Yeah, but like it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. But like maybe they'll do some things tomorrow. It won't be that bad. That's all I gotta say. I'm taking the St. Patrick's this week.
Bigger question, the question everyone actually gives a fuck about when it comes to Jaguar. Do you think Trevor Lawrence is throwing a passing touchdown this week? It's been quite some time since we've seen one. This is stingy Patriots defense. Like, Matthew Judon might not play. He is on the COVID list. But so is the Jaguars offensive line. Jawan Taylor, the only starter as of Thursday, he's the only one that's not on the COVID list. Whereas the left guard, the center, the right guard, the left tackle are all on COVID list for the Jaguars. But like we said, new rules, they might be back. We don't know, but they're decimated right now.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say some slick shit. But I just saw a clip of Zach Wilson breaking on this team for 50 something, and it just made me realize, yeah, they finna get fucked up. Damian Harris is not playing. But if you act, but you see how you see how this man Paul works. He didn't ask me that question when they played the Texans, and I would have been like, hell yeah, and I would have been wrong, and I would have been like, you know what, I'm never doing a bet like this guy. He gonna ask me the Patriots.
Yeah, so, the only reason I asked is because like this is a game where I think they're going to be on the field for a long time. Like, those teams are losing by so much, but they're passing 50 passes.
Yeah, I hope that they do. I hope that he does. But like, if I was a betting man, I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with that sentiment. I hope he scores a touchdown, but I wouldn't bet on it. I do want to see their backup running back. I'm not even gonna try. It's like Ukamaka. His last name is a tough one. But the Jaguars' new running back, if you don't know it, look him up. I want to see how he does because he put up like 100 yards on 17 or something carries last week when he came in to fill for James Robinson. So I would like to see if it was like a one-time wonder, because like if not, the Jaguars keep finding these undrafted running backs that just come in and produce.
No cap, them boys. They say they be saying that they be picking them up off the streets, but like they know what street they be on.
Yeah, running back alley. Next game on our list, we have a divisional game. Matters a lot more for one team. The other team, hey, you don't like this team, knock them out of the playoffs. You have the Eagles going into Washington. Washington's got their ass beat, but I believe Tyler Heineke is back. I'm not 100% certain, but I have seen his name.
Last game, but nobody noticed.
Oh, he did play last game? No, see, I didn't even know. That's how bad this Washington team played last week. I I threw it up to the fact it was still a backup quarterback that they got that mass murdered the way they did. But I apologize. They were at full strength when they got murdered.
Nah, that shit was bad, kid. But definitely the Eagles are number one in the league right now when it comes to rushing. 163 yards a game, and then like I want to say they're averaging 5.1 a carry. So like the Washington football team did good against the run last week. If you didn't notice, they had Zeke only had like eight or nine carries for 30 yards and a touchdown. And I want to say Tony Pollard had 8 carries for 34 and a touch. No tutty though. Nah, I don't know. You got me saying tutty, so like I'm gonna take it away. But so yeah, like that's something promising. Maybe they can stop the run. But at the end of the day, I feel like Jalen Hurts wants to make the playoffs. Still technically a rookie. No, still technically a rookie. Not a rookie, but he doesn't have a whole 17 games started yet. He wants to make the playoffs. He's hungry, and he's gonna make the plays they could. But the Washington football team and what do you call him? Ron Riverboat Rivera?
Ron Riverboat Rivera.
He can figure something out, and then they could get this defense popping because they can stop. They have a possibility to stop the run. So I want to see the Eagles. I want to see the Eagles get the dub, and then they get that playoff berth. But I also want to see the Vikings make the playoffs. But Thielen's out right now, and then they gave up that loss last week that they could have won against the Rams. So I'll be going back and forth. So I'm gonna take the football team. I want to see the football team.
I'm just gonna point this out right there. I'm gonna save yourself a lot of time. Kirk Cousins is probably out this week.
Oh, never mind. You know what? Never mind. I just forget anything. I'm taking the Eagles. Like,
all right. When you said that one of the teams has to be the dog, I was like, it ain't gonna be the Vikings. But yeah. Hey, I see what you're saying with Washington. This is a game where like you have to find your dogs. Like you have to find the value in these games. And this is a team where like Washington, like the Eagles are not. Yeah, the Eagles are not some like hey, I thought they probably were gonna have a decent year. 8-7 is probably right about where I had them. I didn't expect them to go crazy, but about 500, one game above 500 was probably right where I had them.
We just didn't know that was gonna be a playoff berth. Like we thought this team. Yeah, there would be a lot of more teams running away with the shit by now.
But I'm taking the Eagles, and now it's almost, I'm not saying it's personal or anything, but I do like Jalen Hurts. It's just crazy to me that like there are people, even in a lot of Eagles, Philly fans are very toxic in almost all their sports. They literally bullied the Eagles into running the ball, like chanting "run the damn ball" every game until they finally listen. And
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, and Charles Barkley would tell you, fucking playing in Philly, I think that was when the kids spit on him. Like that was like
he spit.
He's from. I had my dynamics mixed up.
Yeah.
Same way,
he's not a role model, kids. He's not a role model.
Yeah, this is the same Philly fan base that when Michael Irvin looked like he died on the field, they stood up with a standing ovation as everyone as the Cowboys took a kneel. So like this is the fan base that really don't give a fuck. Like, friend or foe, we will burn this bitch to the ground.
Awesome.
So this is the same. So I can't expect much out of them. But yeah, this is fan base and a lot of people like I'm looking at. This is the number one article underneath the game for the Eagles in Washington. Dan Galazzino could see the Eagles trading first round picks to land big name quarterback. Jalen Hurts is not the long term answer in Philly. Like that has nothing to do with the game. That's literally the first article under this Washington game with the Eagles. So I now I'm just kind of rooting for the kid. Like now I'm just like, bro, Bleacher Report, when they did their annual like worst 3 teams or some shit, it was the Jaguars, the Texans. Like these are like 3 teams that have the worst roster. And then the Eagles are right in front of both of them. So for this Eagles team to be sitting at 8-7, it has to be something they're doing. Maybe it has to do with this dynamic run quarterback who can run the RPO really well, which is what Sirianni likes to run. And it tears this is a team that if they can run the ball, they're going to probably do pretty well. And Jalen Hurts, is someone who can run the damn ball really well with Miles Sanders, who can I just don't see all the hate. So yeah, give me the Eagles. I think Washington, especially after their big loss to the Cowboys, I think that kind of took the life out of them. Like they lost, then not only did they get taken out of the playoffs, but they got obliterated out of the playoffs. Like they got destroyed out of the playoffs, got sent packing.
They got fucked up.
And I think that's a killer on the season.
That's one of those, hey, fight back.
Fight back. Yeah, and after one of those, you might not be wanting to fight no more. Like that might have taken the fight out of you. And I could see the Eagles putting the fork in the Washington season with this with a win here. Next game, Battle of Dumpster Fires. You have the Giants playing the Bears. I'm not sure who's playing quarterback for the Bears this week.
Andy Dalton.
Is it Dalton? Okay.
I don't know if the quarterback for the Giants though.
And probably
It's either From or Glennon. I don't know. It don't matter, but I don't know.
To me personally, I'm starting From because he's a fucking rookie. You can at least see what type of talent you got out of, or I don't know if he's a rookie for sure anymore, or if he's like first year who never got any type of playing time. But like at least he's young. Like Glennon is like 40. Like there is no future with Glennon. Like, okay, what if he comes in and he does well? You're still drafting a quarterback. You're not building an offense around him.
And Pickett.
Yeah, so like I'm like that to me, I just find that crazy. Like you're still going with Glennon. Like, what are you playing for? You're not playing for wins and playoff hopes anymore. Like now is just to see like who on this team is gonna be here next year, and who can we build a culture with.
Facts, because I don't know if Danny Wills is the option.
Give me the Bears. I just can't pick the Giants. Like, there's no way. With the way the Giants play, the Bears have life. Like, they're scrappy when they go out there.
The Bears almost beat the Packers. They just won last week against the Seahawks. And they with Nick Foles at QB. And that boy, like, the Bears are gonna I'm taking the Aaron Rodgers Bears. Crushing it. Like they're gonna get the job. It's gonna be interesting if the Giants come to life this week though.
Hey, Bears had Robert Quinn 17 sacks this season, only behind TJ Watt with 17 and a half.
That's what they got some corners, man. Like they got I'm telling you, they got a team. They just gotta figure a couple things out.
And this game is, I just see this funny little nugget. The Giants actually own the Bears pick for this draft, first round pick. So the Giants lose, they have a better draft pick because of their pick. And if the Bears lose, they have a better draft pick because of the Bears. Like, so no matter what, the Giants are getting a better draft pick this week if they win or lose.
Nice.
But that wraps up the 1 o'clock games, or the 4 o'clock game. First one on the list. Chargers at home, need a win, playing the Broncos. Still got Drew Lock.
I'm still mad at the Chargers last week for losing to the Texans. That was bad. But I gotta take them this week. We gotta bust the Broncos. Didn't they just get beat by the Raiders too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta take the try. I gotta take Jay Herbo and them boys because they gotta make the push. They gotta piss somebody off, and it's looking like it's either gonna be my Ravens or me. So they're gonna piss somebody off these next couple of weeks. So we're gonna see. Regardless, it looks like I'm being really upset.
I'm taking the Broncos because the Chargers can't stop the fucking run, and the Broncos has got two really good running backs. Like that's just I've been screaming it. And anytime they have a good running back on the other side of the Chargers, I'm going against the Chargers. Give me the Broncos.
I respect it, but you're just a Bronco fanatic.
I know. I damn it. I think I may be. This team has grown on me. But yeah, no. I just see Melvin Gordon. There's no way he's going for -4 yards again. I think last time they played was Javonte Williams having like 80 yards on the ground, 60 yards through the air, and Melvin Gordon had like 75 yards on the ground. That was like a 200-yard performance out of this running back.
And they lost.
I'm not sure if they lost. I think they actually won.
Oh damn! I don't know. I'll be talking shit.
I'm not too. I know that there was a little nugget that they had. Los Angeles is 2-5 against Denver in their last 3 seasons, going up against the Vic Fangio.
I don't know, but for all those games they had Von Miller.
I mean, Herbert is a stud. I just can't. It's the Chargers defense that just has looked so bad.
I don't want to get too deep into it, but I gotta look into this offseason the entire. That's gonna be one of the things. I'm just gonna. How did they give up so many points? Because they got players. How did they give up so many points?
Yeah, that's something we're gonna look a little more into.
They got one of the Bosa brothers. Like, how did they give up so many points?
They don't have a run stopper. They got a pass rusher. They just don't got a run stopper.
Let me know. Do I gotta start eating? I get out there for them boys if I got to. I like their colors.
Hey, they gotta do something. And even if they do make the playoffs, this is a team where it's either a shootout or they just get beat because they can't stop it. And going into next season, if they do not draft defensive, at least one type of, or go out and grab someone who can fight in the trenches, I will be shocked. And that's just a failed on their GM part.
I'm not gonna lie. It's starting to look crazy that they didn't pick up Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, I mean, their corners are pretty solid. I know Asante Samuel Jr., he'd been hurt for a little while. So having that Stephon Gilmore would have helped right there. But like, I think in the pass defense, they have like a top 10 pass defense, like according to like what they allow and everything. It's just they just get shitted on by the run. I think they still allow like 152 per game, which is just like they were doing 165 earlier in this year. So this is an improvement. I mean, at 152, but like, bro, you should never be above like in the 150s.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of runs.
Yeah, he just let Rex Burkhead put up 150 and 2 tutties. Like,
oh no, they did.
Yeah, like this is a right. Let any man in that backfield, we're going. Speaking of Rex Burkhead, the Texans are going into San Francisco to play the 49ers. Jimmy G's battling a thumb injury, which means Trey Lance, who has been getting most of the starter reps in practice this week, he might be the quarterback for this game.
We'll see, man. I got the 49ers on this one because I should. The Texans, but the Texans won 2 games in a row. And I don't think I bet on them either time. So the Texans look like they're just trying to get some more wins, get some morale up. Davis Mills is playing well.
Yes. It'll be their first 3-game win streak since 2018, apparently.
That's not a long time. So
yeah, no, that's what I thought. I was like, I would have thought for the Texans, maybe like 2015, 20.
No, I can't forget that this team had Deshaun Watson last year and they weren't that bad.
Last year they only won 4 games last year with Watson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why TJ Watt left. Like, that was when TJ Watt was saying, like, he had an open apology to Deshaun Watson. Like, we're wasting your talents here. He was just like, this general manager doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. We're wasting this kid's talents. This kid could be like a Hall of Famer if we were to build a team around him. And this is when they were having Bill O'Brien be the head coach and GM at the same time. And allegedly, he was trying to.
He got trade.
Yeah, he was allegedly Bill O'Brien. This is all rumor mill, but Bill O'Brien and Bill Belichick had a talk, and Bill Belichick was like, "Hey, bro, you can come back and be like my assistant coach or my offensive coordinator again." And Bill O'Brien was, "Oh, bet. Like, what can I do to get out of Texans?" And then he trades D-Hop, thinking he might get fired for some crazy ludicrous trade, and instead they give him more power, more reins of the team. And he was like, "Bro, they just won't get rid of me. Like, they just keep giving me more shit to do." But I think if it is a true story, that's and have a coach. Like, it's terrible for the Texans, but it's just like he really wanted to get out of this organization. He was like, "How can they fire me?" And then the Texans only rewarded him with more power.
They did get rid of D-Hop for motherfucking David Johnson.
Yeah, and this was not David Johnson in the middle of his prime. This is like 2 years or 2-3 years removed David Johnson, where he's been injured all those years after that. Like, one stellar year.
That's interesting, but so I'm taking the 49ers though. Who you got?
Yeah, no, even if Trey Lance is in, the Texans defense doesn't really stop the run. And like Trey Lance is similar to like Justin Fields when like this rookie year where like they early, like Justin Fields has more time to polish himself with real game time, whereas Trey Lance is still on that early Justin Fields stuff where like he might be looking to run first and then throw. And I think he might go off for like 80 rushing yards, like especially with Kyle Shanahan picking the RPOs. And I think this is a George Kittle game, like a George Kittle who didn't have a big game. I think he catches like 10 catches because it's backup quarterback. It's the Texans.
But that Zach Wilson run against the Jaguars just keeps coming up. That shit is terrible. But yeah, man, I like Deebo Samuel to get off a little bit too, though.
Yeah, and they're the number one team for like run after catch for the past 5 years, which proves like Kyle Shanahan is a big guy who's like, I'm just gonna give the ball to my playmaker, and everything afterwards is all the playmaker.
I respect it.
Next game, this is big for the NFC. The Cardinals playing the Cardinals at the Cowboys.
Big.
Yeah, where you going with here?
I actually had to think long and hard about this game just to still be as confused and as I was when I started. I just have a lot of numbers now in my head for no reason. But the Cardinals got to do something to get this game back in sorts. And like I be looking at a lot of Kyler Murray's last couple games, and like he has his passer rating been lower than a 90 these last 3 games. But if we really look at last game, he was throwing it there. Like he wasn't really missing no receivers crazy like that. He broke when he needed a break because he got off for that 50. I want to say 57. It might have been 51 or 54, but he broke for the 50-yard run. So like, but the Cowboys defense has had 14 takeaways in the last like 5 or 6 games. Like this shit's or 4 games. It's shit's insane right now. They just fucked up 40
on the ground and in the air.
Yeah, like they just fucked up the football team, and like, but the Cardinals, this is a win. I feel like they have the weapons to do it, and Cliff Kingsbury can keep the field spreaded and have a lot of one-on-one matchups, and that's what you want. They don't look the best without D-Hop, but I want to take the Cardinals. I want to see the Cardinals win this week. I want to see what can happen. This is gonna be a little like personal win, like just to see like, yo, can y'all just keep it up and bring a little bit of momentum into the playoffs? But I already know how you come. I can already tell because I don't really like picking against Jerry Jones and the boys, but like I want to see the Cardinals. They can make something shape.
A couple statistics that I find kind of crazy. Dallas is not Dallas is 10-0 against the spread in conference games, playing inside NFC, which is like no team has ever gone undefeated against the spread since the Super Bowl era started. So like if they do that, that'd be pretty dope. So that but Kyler Murray's 8-0 in the AT&T Stadium. I forgot that because he's a Texas legend. He had like the crazy Texas in high school. Like I think he was state champion all 4 years, player of Texas. So he got to play in AT&T Stadium quite a few times for like the big games. He and apparently in college and in his pro career, he's never lost in Jerry World, which I find pretty crazy because the Cowboys they're one of those teams that they play okay on the road, but they play a lot better at home. And the Cardinals are the opposite. They played worse at home and they played better on the road. I think they're still 8-1 on the road or 7-1 on the road.
Road Warriors. They lost in Lambeau, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the only loss. So, but those are like something's got to get. Like there's a lot of undefeated streaks out. Like so. I don't know. I want to go against the Cardinals because I just haven't seen that much out of them. But this is a game where like I feel like a lot of people are gonna be on the Cowboys to win, and like the betting books know that, and they're gonna find a way to make their money back. But I'm gonna go different than you. I'm gonna take the Cowboys, but I'm not gonna be shocked if this is the game where like for some reason Dak Prescott throws like 2 interceptions, and like the Cardinals are scoring points. They put up like 35. But I'm gonna leave it to the hands of the young dog Tavon Diggs and Micah Parsons. He said, "I got the ground, he got the air." which I thought was pretty. That's hard to here come like I got the ground, he got the air. Like
That's gangster. I'm not gonna lie, but I think the Cowboys can score 17, the Cowboys can score 30. It's gonna come down to that defense versus that offense. Like, if they gonna make the shakes, is they gonna make? Are they gonna? Because at the end of the day, Trevor Diggs is I want to say he has 11 picks and 21 pass deflection. That's both are first in the league. But in corner talk, that means they throw at you a lot, bro.
he's
Like,
allowed on average like 90 yards per game or something. Like it's something like I ever since the Pro Bowl, I've seen a lot of Tavon Diggs stats. It's like people comparing AJ Terrell, who hasn't allowed anyone to go over 35 yards in man coverage. Like he had some crazy numbers, and it was like Tavon Diggs, a lot of yards, but he gets a lot of picks. It was like
yeah,
it's hard to grade that so a lot. Like same with the Xavier Howard, like versus Jair Alexander debate we're having. It's like it's kind of hard to one doesn't get like Byron Jones was the king of pass deflection when he was on the Cowboys, but he got one interception over the course of like 3 years, but like he didn't allow nothing, no yards, no catches, no nothing his way.
So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be that offense versus that defense. If that offense can slow that defense can slow that offense, they got the dub no matter what the offense does. But if that offense can keep dialing back and setting the tone and keeping it going, keep the game close, keeping both teams on their D and special teams getting into play, because it's gonna be a dogfight. It's gonna be a dogfight. So like, it's interesting to be like, because Dallas isn't a home dog, but like. Interesting. It's gonna be a good.
It'd definitely be a good game. But I'm gonna stick because that D line from the Cowboys, I think, is just the biggest difference. Outside of their offense, everything like that, Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, like they've all been playing really good this year. And then now they're all finally kind of healthy. I know they're all kind of banged up early in the year. But yeah, give me the Cowboys. I know you got the Cardinals, so I think that's probably the biggest game, I think, at 425, because this next one is the Panthers at Saints. This is just who's
Ian Book.
Yeah. Is Ian Book playing? I thought maybe Taysom was coming back.
Nah, man, Ian Book.
I know Sam Darnold is the starting quarterback.
But that was as of Tuesday. It's Saturday, so I'm not exactly sure, but like Ian Book is gonna break that 24-game streak, man, because that's a long ass time without a Notre Dame quarterback winning. And like, don't get me wrong, Deshaun Kaiser.
No, it's Taysom. It's at least according to the
Taysom.
Yeah, they're the way they set up the pregame stats. It's everything about Taysom Hill. But typically, if he's not playing, they don't really show anything about him.
Okay. Yeah, so we gonna say.
Yeah, we got
regardless, I was taking the Saints.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Matt Rule. But I'm taking the Saints. I'm not gonna lie. Matt, but I'm taking the Saints.
Yeah, now give me the Saints. They're not a good team, I think, but they're definitely a better team than the Panthers.
And like,
it ain't saying much.
And I'd be happy if I'm wrong, just off the fact that the Saints will just continue to be, regardless, both these teams are under us in the division. So like, if it ended with the Panthers winning and both these teams stay under us in the division, I'm okay with that. But if the Saints were to go over us in the division, we're not stressing because we get to see them pussy niggas next week.
Sam Darnold is gonna be the starter. He if you remember week 2, the Saints lost to the Panthers with Sam Darnold.
Same defense, same offense. Nah,
yes.
Now they ain't got no Jameis, but we're finna see.
Oh yeah, but this is good. It might be a little good game. It's the
division. It might be.
I want to be shocked.
That's a good thing. I might switch my pick to the Panthers.
No, I think I'm switching my pick. I'm taking the dog of the Panthers, bro. I'm taking Sammy D. Fuck the Saints.
Damn, he beat me to it. I got the bum ass 8. Damn.
Yeah, because apparently I didn't realize that the Saints still have a very realistic way of making the playoffs. They have like a 37% chance right now.
Oh yeah, it's
so yeah. Give me Sammy D and Matt Rule to just fuck up divisional game, like fuck up divisional rival Saints year. Just take them out.
I would love to see that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna enjoy watching this game regardless. If the Saints win, I'll be like, okay, at least my pick was right. But if they lose, I'll be like, damn, kids, y'all lost. Damn, y'all lost.
No big deal to me. But next game on our list, we have the number one in your heart Lions with 2 wins, 12 losses, and 1 tie, going to Seattle to play the 5-10 Seahawks.
Hey, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. And I don't know if just the weather, but there's gonna be some tears coming down because like the Seahawks are fucking boys up. But the Lions are lit right now. Isn't a spread like a lot of points though?
It's 7. I know the Lions.
They play a lot of those games.
Yeah, the Lions low key the number 4 team against the spread this year. They haven't got a lot of wins, but they're like 10-5 against the spread. So which means like typically people put out a big spread kind of down in the Lions, and they've been proving everyone wrong, keeping the games close.
They do be keeping the games close. I take the Lions with the analytics and all the extra stuff, but like straight up, I got the Seahawks. The Seahawks.
Yeah, I would be probably going. I think the Lions probably had a shot if they still had Amani and their defense. Their pass defense was still the same, but they got banged up these last 2 weeks, losing another corner, and I just can't see it. Maybe Russ has a big game, but I would like to see Russ prove me wrong because I would love to see him be like the big name market, and I would like stay in everything and like lead this team. Because Bobby Wagner's balling out. I didn't know, but he just broke his franchise record with like 170 tackles this season, and he's still going. But I want to take the Seattle, but my gut's telling me the Lions. Is Goff playing?
Probably. I think he's only out on COVID.
Yeah, but is he out on COVID? Because I like Amon St. Brown to have a low key and nice little game because I don't think Seattle's defense got anyone that can.
I feel like he's a good fantasy receiver. Cause like that boy do be having some decent little games.
He was the NFC Rookie of the Month this year. He was second in the league with catches, 35, only behind Cooper Kupp, and yeah, and in a few 100-yard games. But yeah, no, give me the Seahawks. Fuck it. No, give me the Lions. Fuck it. Give me the Lions to secure a 3rd win and fuck up their 1st overall pick odds. That's something I feel like
the Jaguars got that in the bag. But
I think don't the Jaguars have more than 2 wins right now?
Nah.
Oh, then you might be right. I thought the Lions were sitting.
They beat the Bills. They beat the Bills and they beat y'all.
See, the Lions have a 20% chance first pick.
They lost to the Texans twice.
Yeah, if Detroit wins this game, Jacksonville secures it. But they're still both. I guess Jags are barely in front right now. So yeah, no, damn, they already did screw themselves because they were supposed to get the boy out of Michigan right up the street, come play for Detroit, which would have been crazy. Would have had like the I think the kid also went to high school in Michigan. So it would have been like one of those first over. Like he's definitely number 1 pick, but it would have been nice to keep him in Detroit. But hey, I would be a Jag.
They don't need a quarterback though. The Jaguars.
No, it's a defensive end. He's an Aiden Hutchinson. He's one of them Chase Young. Like he's just like he's.
Damn! They not finna get Brett.
When Michigan beat Ohio State, he was the one with like 4 sacks and like created all the pressure.
Damn, they got them a mini TJ Watt.
They were calling him like a Bosa brother without the relation.
They blew it. Oh man, but it's okay. Winning is fun too.
Next game
against the Cardinals.
Next game we have Sunday night. It probably would have been a lot better if Kirk Cousins got the vid, but hopefully he gets better. We have the Vikings going to play the Packers. Packers win. I think they secured the NFC first, like for sure. There's no way the Cowboys can catch them.
Hey man, before I even get into this, I seen the boys do this on the Pat McAfee show, so we got to do it one time. Hey man, Aaron Rodgers, COVID survivor.
COVID survivor.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook, COVID survivor.
Shout him out.
Kirk Cousins, player with COVID.
He's
coming.
To be determined.
Paul Contra, COVID survivor. Hey, man. Hey, I'm not going to lie to you. It's been real crazy right now. It's tough. It's really tough that they don't have bro, because this is their chance to really get into the playoffs. And they're looking like they finna blow it because they should have won that bit last week with those 3 picks. And they did it. So this is gonna them and the Chargers, I feel like are sitting in very similar boats right now. Like you could have made it a lot easier for yourself if you took advantage of situations, but you didn't. So it's gonna be kind of tough when y'all boys don't make it. It's looking like the Eagles finna win this week because I'm taking my motherfucking Super Bowl pick and my number 3 for Coach of the Year, maybe number 2, Matt LaFleur, and my MVP, Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, some crazy little nuggets. Like Matt LaFleur, he joined in 2019, and like his 2 seasons, he's 12-3, and I think last year went 12-4 or 13-3. So he's sitting at a 25-6 win-loss ratio, and Mike Zimmer accounts for 2 of those losses. He's the only coach that can say he has beaten Matt LaFleur more than once, which I thought was pretty crazy. They beat him earlier this year and last year, but I just don't see them winning this game without Kirk Cousins. It's also prime time, so if Kirk Cousins wants to come back, I'm not going to be betting on Kirk Cousins. Aaron Rodgers, MVP. He might not win it because the media don't like him, but I think he's having a year where it's like when Chris Carter finally made it into the Hall of Fame. Like no one liked him. That's why he didn't make it into the Hall of Fame. The media hated him and all that stuff. So he was out. He didn't make it for like 8 years, and then he finally made it. It's Aaron Rodgers, and the media ain't going to like it, but I can't wait to see him. He's not even going to be allowed at the award show when they do the MVP honors because it's going to be a vaccinated only thing. So they're going to have to do like a Zoom call. They're going to I'm waiting for that. And I'm just waiting for him to kind of pop his collar. Like, hey, how's it going, guys? Sorry I couldn't be there. I'm immunized. But yeah.
Don't pick Aaron Rodgers for your MVP. You're drunk because you can't. You have some good choices. You can vote for Cooper Kupp or Jonathan Taylor, but at the end of the day, you're drunk as fuck if you don't pick Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, this is it. We'll see. But give me A-Rod. They clinch it. They're gonna go 13-3 right here. Aaron Rodgers said because in Minnesota it's supposed to be so fucking cold, but he said the colder the better for him and the Packers. And Minnesota, and they're gonna be in Lambeau. But he said the colder the better, but I like. And there's another crazy little statistic. Aaron Rodgers has thrown 34 touchdown passes since his last interception against the NFC Division North team. So which is the most all time for any quarterback within division. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, he owns the whole division. I don't know what the numbers are since he's been quarterback. How many number 1 seeds in the NFC, or not in number 1, but like the NFC North division titles they have. But it's probably pretty well.
They respect that too over there. They're like, yo, bro, we got NFC North and respect clinching your division. All right. Bet now playoffs.
Because you've had the Jay Cutler. He ran through the Jay Cutler and the Bears. He's ran through the
He beat Jay Cutler and them boys to go to the Super Bowl. Just don't forget that.
Brett Favre traitor ass. He ran through him on the Viking. He's seen a lot of
when he beat him in the playoffs.
I'm not sure, but I'm saying he's the quarterbacks he's seen, and throughout the years, who's been in the division that he's had to see twice a year.
That's fucked up Matthew Stafford too many times.
Oh yeah, hey, but he does tip his cap to him. But yeah, no, he's seen some elite quarterbacks, and he's I don't know how many divisional titles these Packers team has, but hey,
my goodness, don't forget about Mitchell Trubisky. Oh man.
Hey, people forget they were 1 field goal away.
That was a throw in their side, bro.
But yeah, that was the last nugget. I think Aaron Rodgers not throwing an interception. I might even go out and say I don't think he's gonna throw an interception for the rest of the year. And his numbers, what was it? It was 30 something to. It was just some crazy number how many interception to touchdown ratio, and he might set the record for the highest of all time if he continues to do it. I think Tom Brady had the year where he only threw like
I was about to say,
5.
that was like Tom Brady. I remember Tom Brady only threw like 2 1 year.
Was
Like,
it 2?
and then one of them was like to the Jets in the playoffs. Like, it was bad. It was like shit was crazy. Like, he just was throwing them things and not getting them thrown back.
Yeah, like, but that's a similar. The only difference was I think Tom Brady only threw like 25 touchdowns that year.
Yeah, I also that would make a lot of because his receivers weren't all the way there like that.
Yeah, this was the beginning of the era where people were talking about Jimmy G might be the starter come to next year, and Bill Belichick wanted Jimmy G. The GM traded him, so they couldn't use Jimmy G. Like, it was like a big ordeal going on in the Patriots. That's why Tom's number wasn't looked at. It was a crazy thing, but that's enough about that.
You're right. That would be bullshit if the Tom Brady $10 thing didn't happen. You niggas be like, nah, bro, that ain't happening. Nah,
they would have swept it under the rug. They would have. They would have acted like they were besties. Next game, and probably one of the biggest for probably any Pittsburgh fan who's watched football for the past 18 years, and never a losing season. I don't like the guy. Can't stand him. But as a football player, I think he's definitely Hall of Fame first ballot, like, especially because he has those two Super Bowl rings.
First ballot?
I think so. There hasn't been a lot of great quarterbacks to go on the ballot in quite a long time. Like, Phillip Rivers is good, but same draft class. Big Ben definitely has more accolades, and a lot of people said, and I kind of lean towards Rivers a lot of times, but someone did say like Big Ben is only still in the NFL because of his talent. Phillip Rivers is no longer in the NFL anymore because he doesn't have the talent. Like, it was just like they were comparing, like, they're both great, but Big Ben had all this talent, and that's the only reason why he's still around. Like, his footwork is still there. Like, it's all the little things of like shit like that. I think he's first ballot just because Eli Manning, like, the last really great quarterback was like Peyton Manning. He went first ballot, and I think Big Ben's gonna be the next one to go.
Over Drew Brees?
Oh, Drew Brees. Yeah, no, that's a good talk. Yeah, I think it depends because don't you have to wait 5 years before your name is on it, or is that the NBA?
Drew Brees already got NBA. You don't even have to wait no more. But Drew Brees Kobe's already in Hall of Fame, I think. But
yeah, I think they changed that rule for that reason. They want to get him.
Yao Ming and Allen Iverson were the first ones to get in like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that shit was lit. Allen Iverson came out there blazed. You go see the interview. That boy was blazed. But you ain't hear that from me though. But yeah, I put Drew Brees over that boy.
But do you have to wait in the NFL?
Yeah, but Drew Brees already has a year on him.
Yeah, but as I'm saying, they're not, that goes to my point. They're not going on the same ballot. I think Drew Brees is a first round, he's number one. He was like retired. He was like number one all time in yards, and so he's definitely going. And like, you can say what you want about Big Ben, but just because how long his career was, I'm pretty sure he's probably top 8 in yards and top 8 and like all those numbers. Because he threw 500-600 passes a year.
Yeah, he did have a couple 500. He had a 500-yard game, but I don't know, man.
And they never went below 500 as him as a quarterback, which I thought it was just like the Mike Tomlin stat, but I forget, like, they kind of go like a Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. Their numbers kind of go hand in hand.
That's tough. First ballot though. There's a lot of things I do first ballot before that boy. But let's talk about the game though.
I'm going with the Steelers here. I think it's the last hurrah at Heinz.
No, this is the last one. That's why we said first ballot. I was like, this is gonna be like, I'm just thinking this is the last show-out game, and this is gonna be your first ballot. Nah, not me. But I'm taking the Steelers in this one because the Baker Mayfield was saying a little help this year. He's gonna help the Steelers bring in the new year. And it's gonna be an ugly ass game, gross looking, but the Steelers gonna pull through because they're gonna win 14-16 or something like that. Go for 2.
Yeah, and this is TJ Watt versus Miles Garrett. This is number 1 sack leader, number 3 sack leader. I
don't think that's close though, because Burr really. Let's do like when those percentages come out and like the number of snaps than anybody they played. Because Miles Garrett had to deal with some injuries too, but like TJ Watt just been missing.
Oh yeah, no, with the the sack I think he's number one all time with like sack percentage on a year because he hasn't played many snaps.
But Miles Garrett has been running on one leg, so you can't take that away from him because he's still number 3. But like, boy, TJ Watt, people keep throwing Michael Parsons in that defensive player of the year conversation. I'm just like, y'all know who TJ Watt is?
No, that's what my big thing, especially because it would be different and Watt was like on his Aaron Donald where he's won 3 in a row and they might have to give it to someone new. But like TJ Watt has yet to win a defensive player of the year because of Aaron Donald. And like, this is going to be his year, I think. Like, this is the year where we finally give TJ Watt the defensive player of the year.
I feel like we were just saying this about JJ Watt like the other year. Like, damn, Jay, we got to give JJ Watt another one. Like, I feel like it's going to be what we're going to say about TJ Watt if he continues this level of play for the next couple of years.
Yeah. And
quarterback, no quarterback.
Yeah, and they have Micah Parsons. They have Gordon Hayward, not Gordon Hayward. It's like something like that. Hayward, the defensive tackle, who's like low key, like top 10, I think, in QB pressures. So like, if they can keep this nice little defense going, TJ Watt is gonna be that like guy of the defense. But like, you know how like the Ravens had Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, CJ Mosley, Terrell Suggs, but it was like that's Ray Lewis's defense. Like at the end of the day, like who's the first face on that defense? That's what TJ Watt's gonna be to the Steelers if they can keep it the way it is. But there's something in my gut that's also telling me, like, bro, the Browns have never won in Heinz Field against Big Ben.
I don't like them to do it today, man.
Dude, I don't know, but I could maybe if Case Keenum is the starter, I'm probably rocking with the Browns because I think they might want to do like I know Big Ben wants to do one last hurrah, but the Browns probably want to stick one big fuck you to Big Ben before he goes in Heinz Field.
Oh no, man! They got. I like them to stop the run though. I like the Steelers to stop the run. And after
that's a tall horse you gotta climb.
But like after you stop, because like I'm trying to think. I don't think the running back last week got off, but they didn't have no crazy running back. Who they play the week before?
The Steelers.
They played the Chiefs last week. Who they play the week before?
I can pull up their games.
Yeah, I like them boys. I like them boys to put some because if you leave it up to Case Keenum, you see what happened against the Raiders. Like you don't want that.
Yeah, but then I just don't think he's gonna make the same mistake. I feel like some of Baker's mistakes is him in his own head. Like him telling himself, like, okay, I gotta make up for that last play.
Definitely.
On week 15, right? Was 2 weeks ago. But I'm taking they played the Titans.
Oh yeah. McKissick ain't really do. No, I'm taking the Steelers, man. I'm taking the Steelers on this one. Go in Heinz Field. Let it get loud one more time.
Oh, it's gonna go crazy.
They're gonna because if not, they're gonna pull up to Big Ben's house with pitchforks and torches and say, "Come out,
Big Ben." We got another shit.
It's not Big Ben no more. It's Benjamin. Hey, Benjamin, we're waiting for you. Come on out, and they gonna wait all day. And then they're gonna try to call the police, but the police are already there with their own torches. Like, yeah, we're waiting for you, Big.
Give me the Browns. Give me the Browns. Oh no, wait. Oh, they're a home dog, the Steelers.
Home dog.
Yeah, give me Big Ben as a home dog. Yeah, there's no way I could go against that. If the Steelers were favorited, I would have chose the Browns because I need another dog in my lineup. But hey, give me the gift of a Steeler home dog, Big Ben final ride. And Pat McAfee show, they've been riding, like they got Tone Diggs, Nick, and all. I know they have a lot of Steeler fans, and they grew up in Pittsburgh and stuff. Them boys are hilarious when they think that Big Ben's coming out on a Harley like the Undertaker doing the last ride. You remember when the Undertaker used to have a Harley?
Oh,
that's what they're saying.
Badass, the Undertaker.
Yeah, they're saying that's how Big Ben finna pull up at Heinz Field when they're all running out. Next thing you know, Big Ben on a Harley. But give me the Steelers. Do you think? I don't know what their last game is, but if they win here, They have secured the above 500 season.
Hey man, that's all we need. That's all we wanted. That's all we wanted.
Mike Tomlin get it.
Get Mike Tomlin one of those at the end of the season. Like, you did it again, my nigga. You did it again.
And I just can't wait because there's so many teams. Steelers is one of them. Browns is another. There's like a lot of teams. I'm just waiting for the offseason. I'm waiting to see what, like, everyone knows Big Ben's gone. What are the Steelers? Like, this season's been fun, and I just can't wait for the offseason to see, what are this, because there's so many people who's already, like, kind of know. They're like Aaron Rodgers. He might say he might just fucking retire. Like, that'd be a shock. That'd be a big blow to NFL if they're one of their premier players is going like that. Same with Big Ben, but this is like we're watching the new era come in as the old era kind of, the one we kind of grew up as Jets watching, kind of fade away.
Nah, for real. I just want a ring. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Hey, bro, I feel it's been 40 years that motherfucker Alex kept bringing it up. It kind of stung every time.
I just want a ring. That's all I want. And it's gonna take a minute, but one day these fingers is gonna have, because these fingers already have 3 rings on them, but like I can't get them until I get that Falcons ring.
Need that. Yeah, the Dolphins win. I'm gonna get that big pinky ring right there.
No, I'm gonna get the 3. I'm gonna get the 3 for the Heat on this finger, and on my ring finger, get the Falcons. I'm married to my enemies.
Married to the game.
Married to the game, man.
But that wraps us up on all the games for Week 17. And crazy to think, this is usually the last week of football, but we still got one more to go.
Hey, man, that's the blessing of the podcast. This has been a blur. But hey, man, I gotta go catch my flight to nowhere. I gotta go back to prepping in the cold and shit. So let me break it down for you like this. You see that guy right there? That's Paul. Pick him when I'm counting. See this guy right here? That's Kev, Squad Boy Savoy. See this thing we're doing over here? It's called the Totally Blitz Podcast. You bitch. If you didn't know, now you know. You bitch. And we appreciate you watching. We appreciate you and your bitch. But nah, man, it's been the Totally Blitz Podcast, man, where we do nothing but shot, smoke, and talk that real shit about football. And we be coasting. This shit's been fun. It's been welcoming the new year. We start off the new year right. We went to recording straight to another episode. So we appreciate y'all for watching, man. We had to wake up early for this shit, man. This shit is lit, man. And we got nothing but more and more coming for you, man. And this has been another episode of Totally Blitz. Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you